This video is sponsored by JJ Drones, the droning veteran, and Chillin' in Indiana Carl.
There's one, guys. That's a nice one. Alright guys, well, we're heading out this morning. It is 4th of July, so happy 4th of July to all you guys watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe, put all notifications on so you can be notified whenever I upload new videos. And we are going over to try to find some smallies and some largemouth. The water conditions today, it's high and muddy. I did really well this whole week with some big fish, so I'm looking for at least an 18. I need 2 18s. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy the video. Yes, all week I've done pretty good. I got a 18-inch smallmouth that I entered into the Shane Film tournament. I've caught a 21-inch, almost 5-pound smallmouth, and a bunch of 3s and 4s this week. But the weather conditions were good. But I wanted to have some social media posts this week, so I did a lot of posts for like Yolotek and for all the people, all my social media, my Facebook, Off Took Outdoors, FishAngler, and also Fish Brain, Instagram, all that stuff. So I wanted to have a bunch of pictures because I've been posting in my social media, but I really haven't posted in my social media. And this week I took the week to just post. So out here now trying to cut a video for you guys, and the conditions are tough, but we're gonna stay at it. If you haven't, go over to FishAngler, check out my profile. And I mean, the Sunfish King, we're doing a little competition of who can like, who has the most likes on their pictures. We did like an update every day for like 4 days. I got a bunch of pictures on there. He's got a bunch of pictures on there. And whoever has the most likes, the other person is going, the loser of the competition is going into their live and giving away a bunch of FishAngler merch. So check that out. Keep an eye out for that announcement. So, but stay with us. I'm thinking I'm going to start throwing top water here, and we'll see if we can't get something going. What we got here, guys, is calm, dead calm here. We got a guy fishing this point over here, and I'm throwing some top water. I'm throwing a black chopper right now, but it is no wind on this point at all. So, and the top water bite has not been good all week. It was the largemouth bites sort of working on with frogs. I've caught a lot of fish this week. It's just that there's no consistent pattern right now. So we're gonna keep at it. Hopefully I got some catches for you today, so stay tuned. All right guys, so yeah, I hit that point where I normally hit for smallmouth. There was a guy on there, he said he caught a nice, I guess 19-inch smallmouth out of there this morning. But it is dead calm, as you can see. So what I'm doing is I'm just throwing my Senko, I'm throwing top water. We're just working the shoreline down. We're gonna go around, and then we're gonna try to work our way into the weeds and stuff like that. And the water is about 1 foot high, and it's stained pretty good. So we'll see what happens. Stay with me. All right, guys, well, I am going to put the Wacky rig down. I worked the shoreline. I didn't get any hits. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my rod for frogging, and I'm going to throw, as you can see out in here, I have a bunch of these carpet, what I call green beady stuff. It's not cheese. The cheese is a lot thicker, but I could tell that they sprayed, obviously, the water. You can see there's like a light film on there. Nothing's popping or anything, so it's tough conditions today. I'm trying this wood and lay-downs. There's some tree trunks and stuff on the shoreline up over here that we're gonna hit if they're tucked into that due to the weather and just you know, just the weather and the water temperatures. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw this carpet here with the I have a Spro brown and red frog on, 50-pound Sunline, Abu Garcia Beast X reel and my All-Star Select, and I'm gonna go around and pick apart this carpet and see if I can get anything to bite. If not, we're gonna start heading over towards the tree stumps and things and see if we can't pull something out of there. So stay with me. You can see I'm just pulling this through, and what I do, I don't know how detailed I got into frog fishing with you. What I'll do is I'll just cast it out and let it set for a second. I try not to let that line, when you have lily pads, you don't want that line laying on top of the water because it'll get under the pads and cause your frog to go underwater. So in this case, there's a carpet out there, so my line's laying flat on the carpet. What I do is I try to keep my rod tip high, and I shake, I reel, and I just tap, like I bounce my frog and bring it towards me and reel down to it, and then I'll bounce my rod tip and move that frog around and create vibration on top of that carpet. And then you want to find irregularities in the carpet, like if there's some pads or something, like islands of pads in there, you want to run your frog over it or by it. And this is how I fish the frog 99% of the time. But you don't want your line, when you have a bunch of pads in the water, when you throw out, you don't want your line laying on the pads because it tends to go under the pads. And when you're pulling your frog through, you can't bounce your frog because the line is like laying under the pads. So that's just a little tip to keep in your little arsenal there when you're frog fishing. So stay with me. Another tip, guys, is when you're guys and girls, is when you're fishing frogs, when you're fishing these mats and things like that, don't pass up these isolated islands of pads, like out away from all that carpet and stuff that you're fishing. This pad, like these isolated pads right here, if you could see, you know, throw out there, bring that frog to them, and you know, run your frog through these isolated pads. There's a lot of times the biggest fish will be on those isolated pads because it's like a territorial thing where a big fish will sit in those pads. So don't pass up those isolated pads that are out away from what you're frog fishing. Another quick tip is also you can run and gun through this kind of cover. You can just throw your frogs randomly, but what you should do, and what I like to do, is dissect a part of the water. Like throw your frog out, you know, across the pads, and what I do is I bring it up to the pads kind of quickly. I stop it at the edge of the pads. I'll ease it into the pads. I'll be, you know, vibrating the frog coming through there, just trying to dissect the area and almost have it like a grid. Like you want to hit right, left to center, and then you want to throw a couple different angles too at them pads, or at, if you can, you know, you're working an area and you're throwing horizontal, you're throwing in straight. Try to throw along and come across like different paths of the frog. Sometimes that'll get you bit also. Another thing is you're going to be frog fishing, which is a pattern. Well, you can find a pattern sort of inside a pattern is what I like to say, because you're going to find areas where the fish are concentrated. And what I was talking about was, like, you know, if you got carpet or cheese, thick stuff, and then there's like a little bit of irregularity inside of them, like a log, a stump. Out here there's a bunch of stumps and things like that, but I'm not getting bit on anything. Keep an eye on that, because when you're fishing, you want to throw to, like, you know, an island of pads that are in the carpet. And if you're catching fish, keep an eye on where you're catching fish or where you're getting blow-ups at. If there's, you know, how deep the water is there, if it's really shallow, if it's 4 foot, 6 foot. And keep an eye on that pattern where you're finding fish in that carpet or in them lily pads. And that'll help you target, you know, maybe not waste your time on certain things. Whereas, you know, if I'm throwing to lily pads all the time and not getting bit, well, you're throwing to lily pads where there's a log or there's a tree branch sticking up. So you want to find the same areas that have that same setup and fish those areas to increase your chances. So that's why I'm not catching nothing, guys. I don't have my Fishoholic sunglasses on. I had them up on my head and now I can see a little bit better. But if you haven't checked out Fishoholic, go to the description of my video. Check out Fishoholic. They have a bunch of clothing. They have really great sunglasses at a reasonable price. So go check them out for me. You can go to www.fishoholic.com. You can use my OTHO code and get 25% off right now. So please go do so. All right, so I fished that carpet over there and I'm working my way out and down along the shore. There's some tree trunks in the water with some root systems under it. So I'm gonna go hit that and see if any of the fish are holding up in the wood. So hopefully we get some catches. It's been a tough morning, guys. All right, so we got our first fish off of a little log. There he is. What is it? Okay, largemouths. So we got our first largemouth off of the wood right here. There you go. Little baby. Let him go. So there are some, like I said, wood and logs and some tree branches up in here. And that's what we're gonna fish right now. That's my first fish of the morning, actually. So stay tuned. I just had another little hit off of this log here. This is what I call like dirty fishing, where you got to get in there and get on top of the, you know, you're on the wood. You got to get in there. You're gonna get a lot of snags. But it's kind of fun. I think that's gonna be that kind of a morning. So I'm seeing some tree trunks and stuff that are laying down and they're in the water here. Good sun, there's a hit right there, guys, small hit. Yeah, but that's a little one. But they're, I think they're stacked in this wood here. Let's see if I can't pitch to this one again, see if I can't get them to hit. Stay away from the wood a little bit. But you can see the tree trunks in the water, and like I said, good sunglasses are a must when you're fishing, especially sight fishing sort of like this. Ah, missed one. And that log, guys. See if I can't get another bite out of there. There's a little one, probably one of them little rock bass or something. Oh, but yeah, it's on it again. Yeah, this has to be a little one. We're gonna try it again. Never know. I pulled some nice ones out of here. Nope. All right, we're gonna move on. There's one, guys. That's a nice one. This is a nice one here. We got him right on the edge. Oh, really nice one. I'm gonna try to get him up. This is a real nice one, guys. Hopefully I can get him in. I don't have my net out because I wasn't catching anything. Stay down. Yeah, this is a nice one. Real nice one. Hold on. Don't get off. Don't get off. Don't get off. Oh, there we go. Let's get him down here. Get him unhooked. He was hooked right in the lip. Right on the edge of these weeds here. There we go. Let's see. Nice fish, huh? All right. I'm gonna see what he measures for the Shane Flint tournament here. I don't think he's 18. Now he is 17 inches. All right, so I caught him on the edge of these weeds with my black and blue flake Senko. We're just gonna work our way up, and that's another thing, guys, you don't know exactly where they're gonna be right now. I just threw that right on the edge of this shoreline, basically, and I felt the tink, and he was on. So don't ever underestimate, you know, patterns and things like that. You think something's gonna happen, and then you throw out and you catch a fish where you least expect it. I fish this lake a lot. I don't think I've ever caught a fish right there. So, but I'm just hitting these edges, throwing it out, waiting for that little tick. We're getting into some real heavy stuff here soon, so that's why I'm throwing this on the edges here just to see what's going on. And he was just right there. I did measure him. He's 17, so I did take a picture. I have an 18 entered in the Shane Flynn tournament right now. I'd like to get all 18s entered, but I have one 17 and a half and one 17 that I got with the picture with my code on, but I didn't enter them yet. So if I have to, I will, but I'd like to get 3 18s for the tournament, at least to make it to the second round. All right, guys, since I caught that 17, I just started fishing these rug again, and I had one little blow up. Nothing at all. I seen a couple blow ups, but nothing in the like the carpet, the mats. So I'm just throwing some little bit more open water, like on the outskirts of the mats where there's sporadic weeds. But there's a ton of weeds in there. My trolling motor's just dogging down. So we're gonna throw in here for a little bit and then see what happens. All right, we're gonna head across the lake here, but we're gonna stay in this thick stuff. I'm just cruising over. We're gonna hit some sporadic pads, some islands, throw some Senkos around there, and throw some frogs. All right, so we come over to this last area I wanna hit. I don't think I'm gonna go to the point because my wife told me that we're gonna be having breakfast in 10 minutes. So I wanted to come over here, throw these pads real quick here. But after this video, guys, stick around because I'm going to give you all the pictures, all the highlights of this week. So stick around, check out all the pictures at the end of this video. I'd appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe, hit all notifications so you can get notified whenever I upload new videos. And remember what I always say, take a kid fishing or hunting, because we'd like to preserve that sport and pass it on to future generations. And we'll be right back. I'm not ending it yet. We'll see if I can get another catch here. So this area right here where I'm fishing, this is where I caught my 29-inch, almost 10-pound bowfin. And that picture will be at the end of this video. But yeah, he hit on a white frog right here. So I wanted to come over here and hit this, see if I can't get another blow up for you guys, and then we're gonna head in. It has been a tough morning though, I know that. Something just moved when I put the frog in there. Hold on, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been a tough morning, guys. Very, very, very tough. And today's 4th of July, so there's gonna be a ton of people on the water. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna be back out again later on, probably with the kids. But like I said, at the end of this video here, we are going to be, I'm gonna show you all the highlights of this week. I caught a ton of fish. The kids caught a lot of fish. We had a great time. So check that out. And like I always said, or like I did say, take a kid fishing or hunting. Want to preserve that sport, pass them on to future generations. And we will see ya.